Hello, sweetheart. I don't believe we've been introduced.
Wow!
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the retro Marvel Legends Longshot. This dude might just be, dare I say, a perfect example of a boom, classic, basic, average Marvel Legend. And that in itself is not a bad thing. Why? Because I love Marvel Legends. So if this is a basic example of like what a Marvel Legend should be, then I'm okay with that. So let's talk about him. So Longshot is a character that I have no affection for. I don't think I've ever even read a Longshot issue, appearance, nothing. I vaguely remember him from the Mojo episodes of the TV show, the cartoon. But even then I was like, this Mojo alien weird thing, I'm not even a fan. So getting this action figure, it was purely because it's part of the wave. Get a discount if you order the whole wave. That's why I've got Longshot. But now that I have him, there are some really nice elements that I can use almost as an example as to what Hasbro do when they do it right. First of all, this Longshot body right here, it feels modern. That's a really good thing. This feels like a modern Marvel Legend. No pins. So nice, smooth joints here. He's got original, I think his original sculpting of on the body that is, exclusive to him. The way that he should be with his jacket, his trousers, the boots with the little. Oh, even I'm seeing here, looking at it, he's got the little clips on the boots with a different colored paint on the little button there. That's nice. I'm getting more appreciation of this as I look at it. It almost does him a bit of a disservice that he's largely just monotone. It's black and brown. That's all it is. But that's the character design. But it's a shame because if he had more colors, it would probably bring out more of these details. And there are good details on here. So yeah, you've got his basic body, which seems to be properly sculpted for him. It's not just slap some paint on a spandex body. This is, these are clothes that he's wearing. That's nice to see. And before we go on to the accessories and whatnot, we'll just take a look at the head. And this is where he isn't quite what I would want a standard average Marvel Legend to be, because he only has the one head. So I would have liked having, static and action. That's always the perfect combination. But he's only got the one, and it's fine. Because yes, it is plain, but it does look like there's character going on here. It's not just shop store mannequin. Totally looks like Sting from the Police. I'm sure I'm not the first person to say that. Some folks say David Bowie with like the makeup on the eye, but honestly, no. This is definitely Sting. Roxanne is what you could imagine him singing, and also with the mullet as well. Holy moly, that Kentucky waterfall just cascading down the back there. Shocking, but it fits the character, so it is what it is. But I do like all of the paintwork, all of the sculpting on the face. I'd like more of, probably with Longshot being like a Daredevil kind of character, I'd like more of a hey kind of look, but it's fine, I'll take it. One thing that's like a little bit of a shame is that, yes, he's got this glowing eye power, but it is just painted on. So I'm thinking, come on, guys. You got characters like Cable who have proper sculpted in eye power effects. Same with X-Man as well. And then recently, you've been cheaping out again with Shriek in particular was a character who is famous for her eye crackle. And they were like, we'll just paint it on. Those idiots will buy it. And as one of those idiots, I would like to register my complaint. So besides that, I think the head is very effective. And the lips don't look too lipsticky either. So that's a nice little touch to go with as well. And then we got all of the extra accessories on his body, which is great. I love layering up characters. So he's got his satchel that we've had so many times with goblins and Mary Jane, and it crops up a lot. And it's fine. I think the new yellow and blue Gambit has the same satchel as well. It does the job. It's a multi-purpose thing. Then we've got his knives going around here. And of course, the extra paint with the brown plastic and then the silver for the tips of the knives. I won't make that too big of a compliment though, because you should have the silver on there. But still, it's nice to see it. And then of course, he's got the little bits of silver on the satchel pockets as well. Again, it should do, but you can't take that for granted because you never know. So it is nice to see that that's there. And then, as is standard with Hasbro, we have an empty holster here as well, because that's what characters do. They don't have weapons, they just have empty holster. Oh no, wait, this guy does have a knife. Sorry, what am I saying? Of course, because why would you have a holster without a weapon? That would make no sense. And it would make the figure look really cheap. So fortunately, that's not the case. He has his knife, which goes into the holster here, which again is great because it makes it feel like more of a toy, which is what you want. Accessories, different things, posing options. So that's wonderful. All my G.I. Joe figures are like, yeah, of course you have things that go in holsters. That's the whole point. But you can't take it for granted these days. So yeah, with his nice Bowie knife there, that's again more good stuff. And then also, I love the knives in between the knuckles. I think that just looks great. They did it with Moon Knight. I think a few others have that as well. And it's just fun. Just have them sculpted on in there. It looks really good. It looks like he is ready for battle, which again, a more animated face would kind of sell that to me a bit more. But I don't mind. It's okay. You can see like I'm quite positive on this figure. I dig him. So yeah, and then also just a nice little touch, of course, is he has 3 fingers and a thumb, because that's Mojo-world. Mojo-world people anatomy. They have the 3 fingers and the thumb, which I didn't know until people were telling me about it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's nice that they got that point right as well. Again, you should do. So, it's just nice to see that it's there. So yeah. That's Longshot. I kind of like him. Now that I'm even looking a little bit closer, I can see. Hang on, this is interesting. Yeah, look at this. Even the star is sculpted on his jacket, which again makes me think like characters like Phoenix, for example. Would help me out here, guys? I think it would be really nice if, for example, that the Phoenix was slightly raised, sculpted there. But what do you think? Because I do appreciate that, in a lot of old comic book art and whatnot, of course, it's just drawn on flat. But this isn't comic book art. This is a 3D tangible creation. So would you rather have like a slightly raised sort of Phoenix, or would you rather have it be flat? I'm really interested to know what you guys think. Little tangent there. But for me, yeah, I love the fact that the star is actually sculpted on there, along with the little zipper for his top as well. Little bits of detail like that, like the pockets on the boots and whatnot. It really comes together to make a nice Marvel Legend. I'm going to give him a grade. So as a final grade for the X-Men Retro Wave Longshot, I'm going to give him a solid 5 out of 10. This is, boom, slap bang in the middle, an average Marvel Legend, or what an average Marvel Legend should be. So there are some things that I actually was hesitant about giving him that average grade. I was tempted to bump him down to a 4.5 because he does only have one head, but then he's got the nice straps and belts and buckles and movable pieces on his body. He actually has the sculpted jacket and boots. So again, that should be standard, and I feel like I might be doing it a little bit higher than I should do, but I've said 5, I've said middle of the road. That's what I'm going to go with. Because also, paintwork, there's not much to speak of either, because it's just black plastic and brown plastic with a couple of little bits. But I think that as far as this wave goes, he does sit in the middle as a good average example of what a Marvel Legend should be. So yeah, I think he's maybe lucky to get a 5, and I'm debating with myself, which is also good because then I always win. I also always lose. Curious. So that's what I'm going for. 5 out of 10 for Longshot. And folks, that does it for this review and for this entire wave. They are all covered now. So yeah, time to sell them. So gang, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying-model-behaviour. You can sign up there, watch all the exclusive videos, be part of the member chats, join the Model Behaviour Discord server, and all those other good bonuses as well. So gang, thank you so much for your support, and until next time, keep displaying model behaviour. And this is Piglet. She's not a Mortal Kombat character. She's just my perfect little sausage. Aren't you, Piggy? Yes. Yes, you're my good girl. Oh, my perfect little princess. My little fat princess. What are you going to do? You want to come up for cuddles? Yeah? You want to come up for cuddles? Cuddles! Come on, Piggy. Oh, good girl. Good girl. You little piggy.